Welcome to my Creative Zone 360, the place where we break down the mysteries of life, psychology, and the science behind the things you think you know. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most mind-boggling questions you'll ever ask. Your brain, who's in control? Now described on Today. We are going on a journey inside the most complex organ in every human body, on your brain. It's the seat of everything you are, focused from the way you think, feel, and react to the way you move, speak, and even dream. But here's the burning question. Is your brain really the one in control? Or is there something else driving the show? Who's in control? With brain illustration, you've probably heard people say things like, follow your heart or trust your gut. But when we talk about control, we often go straight to the brain. But is it truly in control? Today, we'll look at how your brain works, how it influences your behavior, and whether or not you're always calling the shots. Let's dive in. Number one, what is control? So, first things first, what does control even mean when it comes to the brain? Control in this context is the ability to direct or influence actions, thoughts, and responses to external stimuli. Most of us would assume our brain is the central decision maker. It processes information, makes decisions, and executes actions. But there's more to the story. Number two, the brain's decision-making process. Here's where it gets interesting. Every time you make a decision, whether it's big or small, your brain isn't always the first one to react. In fact, most of the time, your brain is reacting to signals and impulses that have already started elsewhere in your body. Take this simple decision. Should I eat the cookie? Your brain doesn't make this choice out of thin air. It relies on cues from other systems, like the gut, and even your emotional state. Studies show that our gut has a sort of second brain, known as the enteric nervous system. That means the gut might be giving your brain a few hints before your conscious mind even gets involved. Number three, the role of the unconscious mind. Now let's talk about the unconscious mind. You've heard it before. We only use 10% of our brain, right? Well, the truth is, we're using far more than that. But much of what our brain does happens beneath the surface. The unconscious mind processes things that we aren't even aware of, like past experiences, biases, and emotions. It's often the driving force behind much of our decisions. Let's say you're walking down the street and you suddenly feel anxious. You might not know exactly why, but that feeling came from your unconscious mind processing past experiences, memories, or even your body's physical state. It's a reaction before you even consciously think about it. So, who's in control here? Your brain or your unconscious mind? Number four, the influence of the environment. Then there's the outside world, the environment around you. We often think of our thoughts as entirely internal, but the truth is we're constantly influenced by external stimuli. The people we interact with, the media we consume, and even the environment we live in have a huge impact on how our brain works. Ever heard of brainwashing or mind control? Well, they don't happen without external factors influencing the brain. Every billboard, every ad, every piece of content we scroll through is designed to influence our subconscious. Our brains react to these cues, sometimes without us even realizing it. This means that control might not just come from within us. It could also be externally imposed. Number five, the power of the body. But let's not forget the power of the body itself. Your brain and body are constantly communicating. Ever heard the phrase mind-body connection? Your body sends signals that influence your brain too. For example, when you're stressed, your body tenses up. This physical tension sends signals to your brain, which then triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol. But here's the catch. Your brain also responds to physical relaxation. A deep breath, a yoga pose, or even going for a run can calm the brain and change how you think and feel. So in many ways, your body is also playing a role in controlling what happens inside your brain. No. 6. Who's really in control? All right, so let's circle back to the original question. Who's really in control? Is it the brain, the unconscious mind, the body, or the environment? In reality, it's not a simple answer. Control is a dynamic, ever-evolving process. Your brain, unconscious mind, body, and surroundings are all part of an interconnected system, each influencing the others in subtle, powerful ways. Sometimes your brain is the boss, directing the show. Other times, it's your gut, your emotions, or your environment calling the shots. In fact, many of your decisions are influenced long before you're consciously aware of them. So maybe the real question isn't who's in control, but rather, how can you learn to be more aware of all the factors influencing you? You are the observer. The key takeaway here is that you are the observer of your thoughts, reactions, and behaviors. While you may not always have direct control over everything happening inside your brain, the more aware you become of the factors influencing you,